Okay, so I just wanted to make a quick video to explain to you why round numbers are significant and how you can use them in your trading. Obviously, there's lots of different ways of trading, but these days I just go for simplicity. I just use round numbers. I use them for entry, exit, stops. I use them on a 4-hour chart. The reason I use them on a 4-hour chart is because I know that they're significant. It's the Euro JPY. I'm in an open trade that opened this morning, and I'm using my round number strategy. I say mine because it's what I use, but obviously I didn't invent this. It's as old as the hills. But basically what happens is quite often larger institutions enter at round numbers just because they're using large amounts of money, and it's easier to remember a number like 12,000 than it is 1268 or 12068 or wherever it might be. It's just if you're putting in a large amount of money, which obviously the institutions are, the banks and big institutions, it's easier to remember round numbers. So there tends to be a lot of liquidity around these areas. Now, that doesn't mean that they're going to break that area or they're going to bounce off that area. It's just a decision area. And it's an area where things happen. And also price gets drawn to these areas because there's, as I said, there's large liquidity there. So price tends to react at these areas more than it does other areas that are, maybe there's not so much standing orders waiting. So what I tend to do is mark off the whole numbers, which you can see on this chart by the green lines, and the half numbers. Now what happens is, once one of these half numbers gets broken, that tells me, that signifies to me that we're searching for the next whole number where there's going to be these liquidity pools. So I look for the nearest whole number. So once it's broke, if it breaks, for instance here, if it breaks bullish, then and it closes above that area, then I expect and anticipate price to keep going until it hits liquidity around this whole number where there's potentially orders from the institutions and banks, and it tends to drift towards these areas. So once it's broken above here, I think it's more likely to go there than it is down here. So what I do, I simply put my stop down the previous round number in case I'm wrong, but if I'm right, then I put my take profit around here. So it's really simple. It's just 1-to-1. I'm trying to make this really beginner friendly, but also I use this myself. This is how I trade every day, because it's simple and it's just easy. I know there's other ways of doing it. For instance, you could use support and resistance, if you like. Again, the same reasoning. There's just significant areas where money's shown to be. It's just that quite often, like for instance here, you see how it's hit this half number and sort of stalled for a while, made its mind up to go long, and now hopefully it'll keep going long because I've just entered the trade then. Let's see if I've got another example. Find one that's already moving. This one's already moving, so it came up here, it stalled. See how it stalled there? Because it's it doesn't always work like this. There's not always large liquidity pools, but quite often there are. And it's stalled there, and then it's broke up eventually, and then it's heading towards the next round number. So they're the kind of areas that I'm looking for. It's not like guaranteed, it's not magic, but you do tend to see price heading that way. And I don't know what's happening on my screen. You do tend to see price doing this. So I've created an indicator that I put on my chart. This is MT5 because this is Forex that I'm using. And all I do is wait for this whole number to, this half round number to get broken here. Then I wait for a support. So I wait for the next candle to close. And if that closes above, then I'll enter a trade. I'll put my take profit up around the next whole number because I'm anticipating price coming up and hitting this area. And I put a stop loss down the previous round number just in case I've got it completely wrong. and it comes back and stops me out. It's like an emergency stop, really. Um, the only other thing I consider is the trend. So I'm looking for to go with the current trend. And in this case, as you can see, the trend has started to go up. Therefore, I'm going to go with that trend. And I think if we look at a larger chart, yeah, on the daily, you can see clearly that it's in an uptrend. You've got these large pullbacks, but it's clearly in an uptrend. So yeah, that's what I do. It's really simple. On the 4 hour chart, you probably get depends how many pairs you cover, but between maybe 4 and 7 trades a month. That's all I'm doing. But it works really well. And if I use Blue Guardian instant funded accounts, and they allow you to keep trades overnight. They allow you to keep trades over the weekend as well. So they've got very reasonable terms. And as I said, you can go straight to funded. I think it's about $180 for a 50k account. So you don't even have to bother with a trial, no messing around. Just go straight to it. And I find this strategy has worked really well. If you've got any questions, then ask. I just wanted to give you a quick overview of how the whole number or round number system works for me, and how you can implement it into your own trade.